Jezebel doesn't sleep. That's what we're going to be talking about today, you guys, because so yeah, as I was saying, she doesn't sleep. Now, I want to tell you guys about this because I've been fighting with this whole sleep thing, as you know. And I had a revelation, or rather some revelations, after what I can only describe was yet another night that I fought for my sleep just to not actually sleep that much, right? Because this is why I be up here. I've kind of realized that maybe it's the Lord doing it, giving me the extra time in the day so I can actually have time to spend with him, have time to make videos, and still have time to do the adulting of it all. Anyways, so last night, right, I was trying to sleep as usual, and I don't really try too hard, to be honest, and I don't really track my sleep or nothing, because I know that me and sleep ain't gonna find me. As the kingdom of darkness is unrelenting, and the kingdom of darkness works 24/7 because it is a battle, and it doesn't, just like how in a war, I know that these days we agree to like take breaks between fighting and stuff so that everybody can rest, which is kind of funny to me. It's not like that in the spiritual battle. It's not like that. The kingdom of darkness is hates us. I don't think you guys understand. They hate us. It's not about just sending us to hell. It's about terrorizing us and making our lives as uncomfortable as possible, keeping us as far away from God as we possibly can, right? So this is why I'm starting to realize that this experience I have when it comes to sleep, honestly, I feel like is more of a sign that I am a threat to the kingdom of darkness than me not looking after myself. Because it's one of those things I get frustrated in conversations about. People be like, oh, you need to try that. You need to sleep. Sleep is really important. I'm like, yeah, I know that. The Bible literally says that Jesus will give us rest. You know what I mean? To come to the Lord that he wishes we would rest. You know, he obviously gave us these things about our bodies in order to function. So it's never that I don't get it, which I think people think I don't get it. It's what that people don't get it. People don't get that some of us stay doing the night shift. And I was thinking about this with Jezebel. So last night was one of those kinds of nights, right? So I've come back here. When was this? Was this after I'd gone out on this date or whatever? Yeah, it was. So I was actually tired. I gone out to see this guy, right? And I came back and I was actually tired. And I was like, I actually just want to sleep, which never happens. Like I said, nothing is ever stimulating my brain nor body enough in this season of my life to warrant me needing all this rest. Because what am I resting from when I've barely done anything? My job I can do in my sleep. Talking to people, there's not very much brain cells happening in the adult population these days anyways, because you're either all lobotomized or whatever. So I'm not really burning kcal. This is also why I feel like I don't eat a lot, because what kcals have I burned? I've sat at my laptop the whole day. What am I fueling for? Anyway, so yeah, so I've been thinking, what was I saying? Getting distracted thinking about what I just said. So I've been thinking like I've come back, I've gone to sleep, yeah. This is like a normal occurrence for me. I try to go to sleep and I'm actually tired. This all starts at midnight. About midnight, I think, is when I got back. So this all starts around midnight. I've gone to sleep because I'm tired and I'm now trying to sleep. Now, obviously my brain is moving at a million miles because I'm now, reflecting on the day and this, that, and the other. I'm reflecting on the day. I'm reflecting on things that have happened because I've now had these deep conversations. Because I'm realizing that between everything in my life at all given times, it's either the one kingdom or the other kingdom. We're at work. So it's either I'm off in the school of the Lord, or I'm fighting off the kingdom of darkness. I'm saying it's 24/7. It's unrelenting. It doesn't stop. So I'm here debriefing mentally because I need to be able to sleep, because I need to be able to like relax my mind and whatnot and what have you. So for hours it goes on, for hours that I'm just there thinking in the dark, in the cold, in the dark, in bed, which is honestly, I was thinking as well while I was thinking that this is where all my videos, where they really truly the root of everything that I'm doing comes from, is because I spend these hours meditating on the things of God, like the Bible says. Because that's why I don't really try to avoid it too much, because I want to meditate on the things of God, because it's so exciting, it's so much fun. Anyway, so I've fallen asleep, and of course I had a nightmare. I've talked about this nightmare in a previous video. Should I just mention it now in case I don't upload that video? Well, basically the long and short of it is there was a guy trying to beat me up, right? Or tried to beat me rather. And I realized it was like a recurring theme of like there being this like person, usually a male, trying to beat me up. And then there's the other people that I'm calling out for help for just standing there watching. And so after this dream, I woke up and I had all this anxiety, right? I've not been asleep very long, because I be going through these long dreams, yeah? Then I wake up and it's been 5 minutes. This is why I started to question time as a concept, to be completely honest with you. And if there's something about us being asleep and being, as even science believes, our dream state is the fourth dimension. And you guys know what I think about entropy. Entropy started with Adam and Eve. So that's why I think that's when that's why I believe when time even was starting was then, because otherwise what was the need for any type of time if we're all just going to be here eternally? We now have time because now there's a destination. There's destinations now. Before we were all just here, we're all just going to be here forever, right? So I'm having this dream and I'm realizing as I woke up, so I'm saying I'm doing overtime always. As I'm waking up, from this whatever, I felt like, that's like the spirit of anxiety, like cling onto my chest, right? I felt it try to cling onto me, and I was feeling just so overwhelmed. I was just like, I wanted to cry. I was feeling unsafe in the world again. Like, it was just a reminder. That's when I realized that this is actually an attack, because now I'm thinking about, again, should I be uploading the videos I'm uploading? Should I shut up? Should I just coil away? Should I go and hide away like how I used to be? Am I doing too much, like by putting myself out there and by making these videos and all these new things I'm doing? And I realized that it's always when I'm questioning using my voice that I have these dreams, right? It's always around that when I start to have these specific types of dreams, when I'm second guessing the use of my voice, right? Which is, again, just insane. So then I've woken up now, barely slept at all, yeah? And what time is it that I now woke up? Because I'm trying to give you guys an idea of what it's really like. So now I'm here battling off this anxiety feeling and like trying to catch my breath in the life, and scared now of being in the dark, and scared now of being alive, and scared about the day to come, and scared, oh my gosh, why have I, talking to anyone? Like, I'm so unsafe in the world, and it's all working. Anyway, eventually I decided I'll record a video. So I did. So that's the video that I'm thinking I'm still umming and ahhing about uploading. And in there, I honestly really did hit on some really important points. Like, I can't lie, my videos are actually eating at the moment. I hit on some really important points that I took away, because I was realizing, like, the dream that I had made me realize that, again, as I'm here just thinking. And I've tried things. Back in London, the days of even London, I tried all the sleeping medications that they give you. I tried all the, like, even just now, I was like, let me drink loads of water to make sure I'm hydrated. So I got up and I had some water. It's just like, I end up putting in so much work to try and sleep that I get more tired trying to sleep than the amount of rest I would get from actually sleeping. That's what actually happens. We're not even got to there yet. And there's a reason for this, because it's the same on both sides. The kingdom of darkness isn't sleeping. Like Jezebel, they hate us. So why are they just going to just casually let us get on with it? This is why we have to be strong in prayer. This is why we have to be strong with the Lord. Why are they good? Why do you think that the devil's just there like, oh, you just take your sleep, and then you wake up at 8 a.m. feeling rested, ready to face the day? Because now I'm here facing the day because of all of my 1 hour of sleep that I got in the end, but we'll come to that. I've got all the videos up. I'm like thinking about, I'm going to get my life together, because I've actually rested, and it's actually a rarity that I've actually had any rest, but the rest was still only like an hour. Anyway, I'm now going through the motions. I decided to record a video because I'm like, I need to talk to the people. So I talked to you guys. I made that video. And by the end of it, I was like, you know what? I get it now. I'm just starting to understand the difference between, because that's what made me make the title of that video. Jezebel always uses weak, violent men. And that's what I was realizing was happening, that like there is really these two categories of both men and women. Like I've always said, it's the funny thing is I've spoken a lot at length about how women are angels or witches and there's no in between. And I never really made the distinction between the two sides of the men, which is why I feel like now that's coming up as a topic. And I realized that just like how those of us over here, all these concepts of things in the world, like mother's love and all of that, for some women, they truly, like I was watching this podcast and this lady was saying, and I thought that was so sweet. She was like, I can't imagine that people have never experienced the type of love that, we have in this family. And I was just like, wow, that's really thoughtful. And you could see that it actually grieved her. Like she was actually sad about it. Meanwhile, you got the Kris Jenners of it all walking around, prancing around like a roaring lion, seeking whom she may devour. her in the coven, yeah. And everyone's like, oh my gosh. And she's like, I'll do anything for my kids, even if that means prostitution and encouraging them to get plastic surgery and then just getting them to have kids with these different guys so that we can control them and live like witches and not even care about the destination of their souls. But this is the thing. And I started to realize that if you're in one of these two categories, again, you guys don't get on. It's like oil and water. That's why even with guys, I've noticed a lot of the times I don't think they believe our stories because the guys who wouldn't do certain things find it hard to believe other guys would do it because within them it's like impossible. It's like impossible. So without them seeing, and I've told you guys, it's just like being in the jungle, right? Whenever there are certain types of men around, the other men don't appear. We don't see them. They go hide off. They go slither away and hide away. You know what I mean? If those are the guys, so when we as women explaining things to some men sometimes, I don't think they believe it because they're like, but where are they? It's like, of course you can't see them because they're not going to appear around these buffoons. And they're not going to appear around you guys. Sorry, not about these buffoons are not going to appear around you guys. They're only going to appear when you're not there because that's when we're then vulnerable. This is why I can really truly understand the predator, what it means to be a predator, because I've dealt with so many as women as well. Some women are hella predators. Listen, in my job, yeah, I've seen a lot of things. I've seen a lot of things from a lot of people, a lot of women, especially because it's a job where we as women are highly just trusted as if like there's nothing we would ever do. Oh, I've seen some things. I've seen some women just have these weird relationships, like really, really weird, strange things that they do, but they can get away with it because they're women. That's like one of the things I said to you guys. Why must we touch other people's children so much? That's a bit weird. It's a bit weird. Like, it's a bit weird that you want to touch, because they're cute and fuzzly and whatever. So you're treating this child now like an object. I know how that feels when everybody's also comfortable to touch me, grab my cheeks, even though I'm a 28-year-old woman and you've got grown people just grabbing my face. And like, there's no part of anybody that thinks that that's like, and then you guys want to be the same people preaching about boundaries and how important it is to have boundaries. Like, yeah, you can have boundaries. If people are going to be predators anyways, then what use is the boundaries if no one respects them? And what use is the boundaries if you have to work a full-time job's worth of energy just to be able to maintain them and defend yourself? What's the purposes in that? So anyways, I've got so many thoughts. You guys can see now that I've actually had a little bit of sleep, I'm even more coherent than normal, right? And so, you know, I'm waking up from this, I'm dealing with this, I'm realizing that, okay, this is what it is. There's literally two sides. We got the angels and the good guys on one side, and we got the witches and the freaking bad guys on the other side. And we're like oil and water, and we just don't function together. That's why I'm in this dream, and I'm thinking, this guy's hitting me. Why is this happening? Why am I feeling like this? Because I was feeling the exact opposite of how I'd been feeling that day around the male community. And I realized, these are the men. These are the men that we're being warned about. Because even one of these guys, as I mentioned in the previous video, was literally telling me, it was like, you know, if a man hits you once, he'll hit you again. He's giving me all these advices about guys. And I'm realizing, wow, they really are two different categories completely. Similar to us as women. Sometimes I hear things that women are doing and I'm just like, I've been starting to feel out of place in my own gender. And I want to know, winning team ladies, do any of you guys relate to this? I've been starting to feel really out of place in my own gender for the simple fact that I'm not like hating men, for example. Just that alone. It doesn't mean I love everything that they do. It doesn't mean I love everything about them. But just because I don't hate them, it's become something in my own space as a woman, is in my own gender, that now has isolated me and is isolating me. And for what? For actually what? Because that's if we're like females as friends or whatever, that should be such a small portion of our relationship. There's so many other things to talk about. There's so many other things to do. But then that's what made me realize again that it's these ladies who are the boy crazy ones. It's them. So then again, I'm also getting bothered. I'm like, can we just do something else? And then the lies we tell. Like, because, yeah, I'm sorry to say it, a lot of girls will be like, I did this for me and I did this for myself. No, the freak, you didn't. You did it for the guys. Because how comes you guys be doing all these extras, doing this to go on your dates, and then the second that you get married now, you're not making any more effort? Make that make sense. I have the reverse idea. If I decide to get married, I'm going to do the reverse. I'm going to have the glow up after the fact. I'm going to have the glow up after the fact because it just would be fun, wouldn't it? for all parties involved, because now there's a good enough reason for me to make more of an effort, because I'm in love, number one. And now number two, I'm not just here for any who, what, where, when, how. That's the thing. We all think differently. We all operate differently. That's the thing. We operate very differently, and that's where there's these things. Anyways, so I'm telling you guys about the sleep thing. I need to really learn to rein it in. So with the sleep thing, so eventually I've done the video, I've uploaded it, I tried to go back to sleep again. Is sleep finding me? No. In fact, I was panicking about my health, which I've been panicking about my health quite a lot, actually. And then eventually I do kind of fall asleep, but then I have another nightmare. And in this nightmare, it's just like, oh my gosh, it's like, I'm on some journey, going through some building, and again, dynamics of everything happening. Oh, I didn't even finish the point about people standing there watching. Yeah. The people standing there watching in the dream also signified how in society we act as though when we see injustice, we'll actually step up. And actually a lot of people won't. And again, the people on the bad side, if they're women and they're jealous, they'll just sit there watching, enjoying, or even the men, right? The feminine men of it all over there. They actually won't help. They actually won't jump in. They actually won't step up. They actually won't. You know who does the stepping up around here? It's those of us on the winning side, because we've got to step up to the number one spot on the damn podium. Because we're used to stepping up. That's why we end up stepping up. But anyway, I honestly cannot believe the Lord has convinced me to talk about this stuff on the internet. Lord, you are so good at getting me to do the things I don't want to do. It's because I love him, that's why. And so anyway, so that's what I was realizing was happening, you know, as I was waking up and dealing with the anxiety of it all, and it's nighttime and I'm feeling scared and worried and vulnerable and unsafe, you know, and all this. And I'm like, ugh. And then eventually I did fall asleep again. For like, again, it was like, because I'd fallen asleep, I'd woken up anyways at like 7:15. In the end, I got up at like 8:15 at the end of it all. Like I slept like a literal total of like an hour in the whole grand scheme of it all. And it was just some other dream. And in the dream, my dreams are really exhausting. Like that's why I feel like sometimes, you know, when it comes to the attacks of the enemy, sometimes it's not really so much about attacking you violently. Sometimes it's about attacking your well-being. This is exactly what Jezebel does. So I said Jezebel doesn't sleep. She doesn't have to, like the kingdom of darkness doesn't always have to work against us by bringing evil people. Could just be exhausting us, right? Like I said, this is exhausting. So then when I wake up and it's the start of the day and I'm supposed to be, oh yay, let's open the curtains and life is great and amazing and got the whole day ahead of me, I'm feeling like I've just done 8 hours. I've just done 8 hours already and I've got to do another 8 hours. Oh my gosh, no, I'm tired. You know what I'm saying? Oh, or it could be the health thing. Like I said, my health, I'm really concerned about my health at the moment. But unfortunately for me, it's just one of those things that is not the highest level of priority. And you might think, how can you say that when your body is literally the thing that you need? I'm like, because I can only do so much and I'm putting in so much effort fighting this spiritual battle. Like, this is what I feel like I'm finally going to keep standing on business and saying, and then people don't get it. I really am carrying my weight in this spiritual battle, and it is exhausting. I enjoy it, and it's powerful because I'm like, wow, I get to actually experience like conquering on a spiritual level, like fighting in a spiritual battle. And the spiritual war, can't lie, is so much more interesting than whatever the other stupid wars. And this is why I don't even have the time to entertain certain conversations with people these days. I don't have the time to sit there talking about things in the government and in the world and whatever that I'm not going to do anything about. Because all this stuff that I'm thinking and doing, I'm actioning out steps. So I'm actually participating in this battle. And that's why I think other people are so comfortable sleeping or so comfortable feeling rested, because you're not really doing anything. You're just talking. I remember even when I was in Italy, I found myself in the situation I always find myself in, where you got all the adults sitting there pridefully, right? I'm not talking obviously about, you guys know I love the peeps, but I found myself in one of these situations where, you know, you've got all the older folks sitting there in their pride, so knowledgeable about history and politics and 19 this. And what are you doing about that? And how is that produced? What are you going to do with that when we get to heaven? On Judgment Day, what are you going to be able to say? Oh God, I didn't participate, but guess what? I know a whole lot about everything. So that's why, you guys, yeah, why, I'm really in this battle. And I think that's what people don't really understand. And again, ironically, the only people that do tends to be the patriarchy or other women who've experienced it, like you ladies here at the winning team, where it's like, when you've been up against fighting against something that's not even the basics of life and living, but it's about like just stressing you out. And then everything is just like so exhausting. And I get it, because of course, why wouldn't the kingdom of darkness want to exhaust me? Why not? I'm the one who's actually out here saying the things that need to be said. I'm the one who's actually close to the Lord. I'm the one who's actually having faith. Of course, they're going to leave the rest of you to sleep comfortably. Some of us are in this battle 24/7. It never ends. That's why I do think of it like when I go to be in heaven is the only time I'm thinking about. This is why this is all I think about, because I've understood that to an extent. Obviously, listen, guys, I enjoy peace and rest. And honestly, I feel most rested when I go and sit out in nature in the silence of the Lord. That's actually when I feel rejuvenated. The oxygen is coming into my body and I feel alive again, But, of course, the Lord has rest for me here and whatnot. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that there's never any rest, because that would be unbiblical. What I am saying is that it is a 24/7 spiritual battle. This is how it works. And I'm sorry, some people in the world, some of you don't get it because you're not a threat. You're not a threat. And I realize that my life doesn't make sense to people because they're not a threat to the kingdom of darkness. So everything just doesn't make sense. What do you mean you don't eat? Do you know how exhausted I am at the end of it to think about eating? This is why it's actually nice when these guys, like the other day, yesterday, that happened, or the day before. And I was thinking, oh, I've got to go make myself something to eat. I really can't be bothered. I don't want to order food that doesn't make me feel good because I'm already worried about my health. And I was just feeling all overwhelmed. And next thing you know, this guy's like, hey, do you want to go out to eat? And I was like, thank God. Thank God I'm getting a break. And meanwhile, people will be judging me for my life and my lifestyle and my living. And we've actually got these people. This is what I'm saying, long live the patriarchy. We've got them to thank for this. We've got them to thank for me being here. God, Jesus, the Holy Spirit, the kingdom of heaven. And these guys and you guys here at the winning team. Because if not for that, where would we be? Well, everybody else was doing up. I don't know what everyone else is doing up. So this is why Jezebel doesn't sleep, because why would she? I get it. The same way that I'm obsessively plotting and planning about my own thing, and it's making me not be able to shut down my brain, because I'm thinking, what are we going to do for the people? No one's waking up. We're still having the same issue since Adam and Eve. How come we're here? And that's all I'm thinking about is the mission at hand. She's the same. All she's thinking about is the mission at hand. And it gets to a point when you're a certain type of woman, especially, and you delved into that level of heinous within yourself, whether it be for the kingdom of heaven or darkness, where sleep is just now something that's a bit of a waste of time. And I know that sounds bad to others, and it's not that I'm saying that it's good. It's good for people to sleep. I'm just saying those are the most vulnerable hours. The most vulnerable. That's why I'm waking up. I'm all feeling vulnerable. I'm all feeling anxiety. I'm all thinking, I wish I'd just not slept, because now all the work I've done to be okay in the day and to feel like I can exist around here, I felt like it went out the window just because I went to sleep, and I kind of was I was kind of out of my own, what's the word? I dropped my guard a little bit. That's why I don't like sleeping, because I feel like you're dropping your guard, and I don't feel safe here. I'm scared of what will happen while I'm asleep to me, physically or spiritually, and I know that this world isn't a place where I'm going to get any types of help and or understanding from the society of the Jew of the sheeple anyway. So it's not like I'm going to wake up and then, oh no, this was happening, and then I'm going to get all this support. And no, I'm right back into the battle, just into a different time of the battle. We just finished the night shift and moving straight onto the day shift. Yeah. Anywho, I'm going to leave that there, because if life's a game, let's play to win. So I'll be sharing these things with you, and I can't believe I'm so like blankly, openly honest. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. And I know some people are going to watch my videos, and some people do just because they love the drama of it all and the lore of knowing the goss. But honestly, I don't even care, for the sake of those who need to hear certain things that you guys need to think about, because this isn't a joke. This is not a joke. And just because we haven't seen certain things yet in our lifetime doesn't mean we won't see them. And all I'm saying to you guys is we need to make sure we're on the ark. We better be building that ark, and we better be on the ark. So anyway, if life's a game, it's pay to win. God bless you all. God loves you. I love you. And I'll see you in my next one.